let's work with rasterizing, and let's understand rasterizing closely. What I'm going to do is choose the pen tool and then choose the middle option, which is paths. Then I'm simply going to make a rectangle. Now, using the direct select tool, I can manipulate these 4 points. This is a vector graphic. As of right now, it doesn't look like much, but I could just fill it. I'm filling it with gray because the file is grayscale. Now you see, as I stretch and move, the fill doesn't, but I can refill it each time. Now what I'm going to do is trash this. And, of course, go to the history. And if you always want to jump back to your previous step, you can just click back and it kind of rewinds your movements. But if you want to jump back to when the file first opened, click New, and then you're back. Now, let's take a look. We're going to use one of the custom shape tools, and we're going to choose a second option. Choose the dog shape. Click and drag. You see it makes a new layer. I click and drag again. Now it has a style. I can simply turn that off by going to None, and that turns it off, as you see. And each time I do it, you see it adds another one. Now I can actually manipulate the points, and that's a vector graphic right there. It's a vector. I give this dog a little bit of a big back there, and I can even change what type of dog it is, just like so. So this is a vector piece of artwork at the moment. Now I can go to rasterize and say rasterize shape. Now if you look closely, it's not smooth anymore. It's a bitmap. See, bitmaps are very jagged like this. But if we decide to move out here, take a look at the smoothness of this, you see the path is representing some smooth areas. I could rasterize, fill content, or vector mask. See, and it's the same thing. So I'm just going to go to fit on screen. So there's certain pieces of artwork which is a raster image or bitmap image, which is like this, which is quite jagged, but a vector graphic is far more smooth. Now there's another way for me to illustrate this simple procedure. Okay, I made a new file using text, horizontal type tool. I'm going to click and just type hello. Okay, now zoom in nice and close. And if I click on the text tool, I have some options. I have none, which makes it very jagged. This controls the alias or edge of my type. So there's alias. Alias means jagged edges. Anti-alias is the removal of the jagged edges. See this like staircase style here? If I change it to sharp, you see it improves. If I change it to crisp, you see it improves even more. Strong, and finally smooth. Now what I'm simply going to do is right click on the type layer, duplicate that, and move the copy upwards. So this is top, this is bottom. Now the bottom one at the moment has smooth. The top one will be set to none. Look at the difference. Now I'll bring this to smooth. Now if I were to rasterize this type layer, which converts it from a type layer to an ordinary layer, I'll go Layer, Rasterize, Type. Now even though I rasterize it, it's still somewhat smooth at this point. It still maintained its smoothness from this option. Now let's just undo that, change this back to none, and then rasterize it. Now it stays that way. So you can no longer smoothen this type anymore. So you can see the difference between alias. Alias is the process of having a jagged edge, and anti-alias is the process of, you know, smoothing the edge. So the bottom one here is anti-alias, and the top is alias, which means jagged edge. So in the next lesson, we're going to edit paths.